What's going on, guys? So today on this very special Shoky review, we're going to be looking at something that was sent to me by one of you. This is a longtime subscriber and supporter and participant in the Shoky channel. And when he found out that this was going to be the last 00CTOBER, he decided he wanted to make something fun and custom and send it my way to kind of commemorate things. Now, mind you, it's not a HG Zabanya P Bandai. That's just the box I'm using to hide it because, well, you gotta have a reveal of some sort, you know. And of course, this does come from Tony Freitas. You know, you'd recognize that name as pretty much the winner of most of my contests in the last few years because he will build ridiculous dioramas and custom Gundam and Gunpla and everything else like that. So he was starting a new kind of project and decided to incorporate that into 00CTOBER in a very strange manner, mind you, but, you know, the heart is there, and that's all that really matters, right? So, in a weird, I don't even know, this is the first time I'm looking at anything like this, and it's also a little too meta for me. It's a little weird in my own head. But let's just do the reveal here. You know, drum roll. Ah. Oh, and for everybody going, that's not a Gundam. That's correct. This is, in fact, a 3D printed and I believe resin version of something from 40K. Like, he was into 40K stuff, and I guess between him and some friends, I think they were printing out and designing custom larger versions of their 40K miniatures. And so he took one, and I'll show it off here in a little bit, and I'll show you how he customized it, but he wanted to include it into 00CTOBER in a strange manner. So with my thoughts, I said, well, you know, maybe go for something along the lines of Exia or 00, either way. And so he incorporated the color scheme from both just as a 00 model. So he's got the white and the blue and everything like that. And he does have a custom head down there, which is far closer to 00 than Exia, which is cool. And overall, he does have 7 swords on this, so one way or the other, it's definitely a Setsuna unit, as it were. It does have a custom head, which I'll look at closer here in a little bit. That's supposed to represent me, because this is what he calls Commander Shoky. And that sounds really funny, but it is what it is. I'll read the description off later over the voiceover, if I can. But he also has 3, for whatever reason, GN drives. One here, one back here, and one on the opposite shoulder. So it's not just a 00, it's a 000 as it goes. But I'm going to turn on the turntable and zoom in so we can see this beauty in all of its glory. Worn and weathered, many battles seen, yet claimed victorious, the 7 blades of Commander Shoky never dulled, always sharp in victory's name. Two beam sabers, 2 chain swords, 1 force impulse blade, 1 bolter with holy bayonet, and 1 large force impulse blades. 7 swords. They're as close as Tony could get them. Okay, so turntable time out of the way. Let's just talk about the figure in the room, as it were. And I don't know exactly what type of soldier it is or anything else like that. I know nothing of 40K. And yeah, it's pretty cool. And I've never gotten to see any of Tony's paintwork up close in hand. It's early in the morning, guys. Also, I'm trying to get my hand under here so I can lift this thing up proper. Um, so it looks like he did add a few custom bits and pieces here and there to make it more 00 related, like this down here. Though I think this may actually be a part of it. He just painted it green like a GN condenser. I'm pretty sure this is the regular helmet for this guy, and he just added the V-fin and what I assume are skewers right there, or toothpicks to get the upper V-fin. Everything is modeled real nicely down here and muddled as well because it's very dirty, very, very gross, and a little bit of grass going on there. And I will say, unfortunately, it did come to me broken. Even though he packed it up really nicely, some parts were just not strong enough to survive the trip. In fact, this entire hand with the gun assembly snapped off right at the wrist there, and I did have to glue it back on. You can see a little bit of the super glue still sort of poking out, but I got it to solidify. But here's the funny part. In fixing that, I accidentally broke off this blade, which went on very nicely. I guess it's a, that's what I'm looking for, bayonet. And then I also broke off this chain blade on this side as well, attempting to fix that. It's very, very fragile because it's all resin. And then also this little piece here sticking off the sword, whether that is, I don't understand that particular chunk of design. It broke off because it was only held on by this little bit here. So I do have a bit of super glue support added right there. Come on, focus. You can see that. What is your problem? It just doesn't like it. Okay, so also I didn't even notice he added a little GN condenser here on the elbow as well. I mentioned the GN drives back here, which not sure why you put 3, but okay. Those look 3D printed as well. These don't look like they were off any particular kit. They're similar to the ones off of 00, like for sure, because it's got this design, not the other ones like for Exia. So that's definitely different. I didn't realize until now that the base is a little wonky. You put like a little pad under it so it doesn't want to slide or anything. Oh, one thing is I forgot he included beam sabers. So he's got 2 beam sabers, 2 chain blades, the bolter, I believe it said, with a holy bayonet or something like that. And then I forgot exactly what this is called. I'll read that thing off in the voiceover earlier. This is how we're doing things sideways, And of course, like I said, it has a 00/Exia color scheme with the blue across here and then the white, the red torso with the only thing he's lacking is some yellow, but that's okay. So yeah, if he had painted the vents and the suit there yellow, that would have been perfect. That's the only thing I think he would be missing. But I mean, it looks really cool, and it does feel hefty. Like it's in there. Also, I forgot about the huge sword thing in the back, which is curved a bit from packing. So I'm going to be very careful. I don't want to break that off as well. And he did send me the ability to customize it ever so slightly because, like you said, this is Commander Shoky. And he gave me 3 3D printed heads that all sort of looked like me and gave me the options. I chose this one because, like, it more represents the haircut I sort of rock now. And the beard was a nice balance. He does have like a mechanical thing sticking out of the side of his head. He's got some bolts going on there. I know that the soldiers in the 40K universe have been upgraded and like have all kinds of things inserted into their faces. So let me scooch this back here. Wow, it looks really good at that distance. Okay, so here's the other thing. So here's one of the heads, which is a good head. The eyes are a little weird. Don't know how I feel about you making my eyes look like that there, Tony, but But it does have a little too much hair for me. It is funny that I used to wear my hair like that. The beard was actually pretty good. It was just ultimately I liked the paint on that one better. And then there's this one, which is like just wow, is what it is. Just wow. Beard looks good. Nose is a little much. My eyebrows definitely aren't like that. And he did include a bald spot. Thanks for that. And then the hair is a little much. So that's one I felt worked out best for me in particular. And now I just have 2 extra heads for the heck of it. And I did glue that head in, so he left it to where it was just the spot where the head goes on. And Had there been magnets or something in there, it probably would have worked out so I could just swap each one. I super glued it in place, much like I did all the other things that ended up breaking off. Um, like I said, the Exia head here, or the helmet, as it were, I wish he had left that removable because I would love to have seen that 100%. That would have been really cool, in my opinion. So, but ultimately, I don't know what else to think about it. I mean, the weathering is definitely there. You know, a lot of chipping, a lot of weathering. I'm being very careful because this thing, I don't want to give it any lateral pushing and cause it to break off. Um, the swords look good. The metallic gold copper color here looks really good. He does have little splotches of blue paint and stuff where things look like they got out of control a little bit. Same thing on this gun where it's like some of the miniature stuff a little bit wonky, but it does look pretty cool. You know, the 40K stuff all looks really cool. I'm not interested because of the cost as it goes. They are not cheap by any means, and I don't want to get into another very ridiculously expensive hobby. I will say one thing that Tony could have done that would have been cool to make it a little bit more uh, 00 friendly is for these thrusters back here on the booster pack or the backpack. Have those could have been GN verniers. That would have been fairly easy to print and slap in that hole, I think, personally. But this was kind of his first run at doing this, and it's pretty cool. Now, we talked about some design aspects and stuff like that, but I did not get to see the final thing until I unboxed it. And the members will see the unboxing, the very unfortunate unboxing and then repair of this thing. You know, still have to actually put those videos together as of filming this, so I've got time. And then let's just talk about this sword here, which of course is meant to look like a GN sword due to its green metallic nature. But then the cool copper swirling bit here, of course, he has a crackled looking. There's always skulls on almost everything, so there's skulls going on there. I mean, his paintwork is good. It's really good. A little busy, but good. A lot of weathering. I do worry about this wanting to like snap off right here, so it is good to have a little bit of extra support, especially now that I super glued the crap out of that. You know, so the scary bit about this is its longevity. You know, whether or not it'll have any, if I'm honest. And he did send along. He said it's his first 40K miniature, and it's this model. So you can see it's the same dude, but with mods. You know, you can always swap stuff out. So one thing I found interesting is that helmet looks a lot like something like a Pale Rider, an Easy 8. You know, definitely more of a Gundam style helmet. The funny thing is, like this, it looks pretty good in miniature. Even that head paint does look pretty good. That's a hard thing to paint at that size class, you know. He does have his sword on chain up. I wonder if those were meant to be chain up, and he just didn't get there. And I think there's some posability when you get them because it looks like the arms can be uh, moved about. I don't know if there's other customization like the backpack or something like that. I don't know enough about it, but man, that's crazy. See, like even here, he's got color separation between the different yellow and tans and the browns going all the way around. So, I mean, oh yeah, this is also a Gundam shield. Didn't even realize it. Yep, that's definitely like a Gundam ground type shield. So yeah, that is more like an Easy 8 then. I guess it could still be a Pale Rider. Either way, does look cool. Like there's just the big gloop of putty there to add for Sand Hill. But that looks pretty cool for what it is, by all means. And it's an interesting crossover idea to throw a little bit of Gundam, a little bit of 40K. Also, he's got the giant hand armor thing going on, which is pretty cool. The shield is just slapped on there. That is so funny. You know, it's something that definitely can be worked out, especially if you have it. I told him, you know, if it had worked out, I could have sent him some parts to kind of add to it, you know, add some Gundam, actual legit Gundam parts to it to make it a little crazy. Like this isn't too much. I'm sorry, can't see. The head itself, the helmet is actually not too far off from master grade, you know, or even actually an SD would have been like oversized, but kind of cool. Speaking of which, what do I have here that I can compare it to size wise so you guys can understand? Um, Oh, okay, yeah, in comparison to the two different things. So that's a legit one. This is a legit 40K size thing. This is how much they're upscaling and printing. And desk is full here. I gotta careful here. So there it is next to the MG Virtue, who was standing so nicely over there, but I bring it over here and almost fall over. So, it's roughly 2/3 the size of a good size MG. So it's pretty big. You know, not the cheapest thing in the world to make. I wouldn't mind getting one, being able to customize it and getting and painting it, myself. I'm like, just from him, it'd be cool. And we tried to do a thing where I would 3D scan my head so that he could actually put me on this thing, which probably would have been very, very, very meta. In the future, we could probably still pull that off. I mean, I just have a little bit of super glue holding that head on. In theory, if I could ever get it right, probably send it and paint it, and we can make it happen. But I lacked the ability to scan myself properly to make it work. But either way, it's a very, very cool project. It's very weird, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it. It's like I don't know where it fits into the oddities that we already have here in the Shoky cave. Also, I need some storage for the heads, so maybe I'm gonna make a little box off to the side that where it can look like an ammo box, but really it's holding the head. That would be cool. Just throw something out there. I have a couple things that might work just for that reason. But either way, that's going to be it for this kind of final-ish review of Double October. Ending on an interesting note, and of course, I will be looking at y'all's customs and builds and things like that from the Discord. So it just fits that we're closing on basically a builder showcase, which I guess I could have said that at the beginning, but because it's been so long, my brain doesn't work anymore. So yes, this is a builder showcase. So thanks, Tony. Thanks for always supporting the channel. Thanks for always showing off your crazy, crazy work skills and work ethic as it goes to that. And you definitely didn't have to do this. Is just a fun way to show his appreciation for the channel and everything we've done here. And as somebody who doesn't think they've done anything, it feels funny to have someone throw some praise at you and put some time and effort into something for you, kind of like what Jerry did last year building the Cheridum, I believe it was. Yeah, the 100 like custom Cheridum thing, which is up on the shelf, or I would have pulled it out. So either way, but I'll see you guys soon, I guess. I got to be doing the other thing very quickly because we're wrapping up Double October. Like, we're there. So, all right, guys, I'll see you then. Remember, as always, keep on building.